It's Mac track time again, Trace, and I can tell you one thing I do love is when you can understand what a band is all about in their name. Like if you called yourself the Rock Monsters, you'd be Monsters of Rock, right?
Well, you would assume so.
Well, how about these guys out of the US from North Carolina, Southern Experience? I reckon that's going to be a Southern Experience from the States. And they join us now. We've got Ron Humphries and Scott Sanders. G'day, boys. How are we?
Doing great. Thanks for having us.
Mate, now it's a busy time for you guys. You guys have just got off from a gig now.
Oh, just finished about 20 minutes ago. Just got off stage.
And what sort of gig was it?
It was a festival type event for a community here in Charlotte.
And we know probably in Australia we know most about Nashville, the country music scene. What is the North Carolina music scene like? And is it a genuine country, pop country? Tell us a little bit about it for our listeners.
Oh, there's a huge variety of music here in the Carolinas. There's a huge country scene, southern rock, rock. There's the rock/metal scene starting to grow a little bit around here. There's the urban hip hop is also starting to grow, but it's mainly country and folk is the biggest markets here in the Carolinas.
Oh, well, the Southern Experience are trying to keep that alive as well. So tell us how the band actually formed, how you all got together.
Oh, that started back when I was in the 10th grade in school, actually. Me and our lead guitar player, JT Fitch, we started a little garage band. We were your long-haired rock and roll wannabes in high school, and started a garage band and hooked up with old Ron here a few months later and kind of hit the ground running and been going ever since. This is what we all love to do and couldn't imagine doing anything else, so we said, why not make it our living?
The consistent thing we hear out of the independent bands out of the States is that a lot of them have been doing all of that. They were covers bands, they were tribute bands, but then they got into what they wanted to do, original music. But they're saying that the modern day country now sounds very much like what the music they grew up with in the 70s and 80s.
Oh, most definitely. In my opinion, new country and southern rock are the same thing.
So the things like Lynyrd Skynyrd that we would have heard and that sort of stuff, you're saying that's new country?
Exactly. If Jason Aldean was alive in the 70s, he would have been opening up for Lynyrd Skynyrd in my eyes. You know, all the music's kind of just meshed together to become one mega genre, I guess you could say.
Well, we're enjoying what's coming out at the moment. So what we might do, Scott, is we might go to the song Southern Experience by the Southern Experience and have a listen to that, and we'll come back after the break. Okay. And there you have it, one Southern Experience to another. We've been talking to Scott Sanders and also Ron Humphries. Now, Ron, how many gigs, how much work is Southern Experience getting over there at the moment?
We're probably doing around 4 gigs a month right now. You know, we're trying to pick that up some. But we're in the process of that.
And you do... Sorry, go on.
Coming up, our next few months, as far as weekend gigs, is about full through the next few months. But what we're working on now is to get more stuff through the week to where we're playing 3 or 4 days a week instead of 3 or 4 days a month.
Yeah, it's hard. Look, it's hard everywhere. But you don't just play like in the local pubs. You play the big festivals. You're playing club gigs. You're playing private gigs. So if you're doing a full-on band gig or then more of an acoustic pullback gig, which one would you prefer?
Oh wow, that's a tough one. That's a very tough one. The acoustic gigs are so much more intimate with your crowd. You can really get on a more one-on-one basis, and really, if nothing else, by looking at the expressions on people's face of how they accept your songs, to where the full band atmosphere is more everybody having a good time, not just enjoying the music, to where the acoustics, you can really break your songs down and really explain why your song is what it is. So really, it all just depends on the atmosphere. It's just two completely different situations.
Now, of course, if that was being asked to the manager of the band, he'd say the one that pays the most.
Of course, yeah.
Now, I noticed having a look at your bio, looking at yourself, Ron, there, bass, vocals, guitar, keys, then you have a look at the KO, drums, percussion, vocals, JT on lead, vocals, and then yourself, Scott, lead, guitar, keyboards, harmonica. You're all sort of like multi-talented.
Yeah, we do. We're all, you know, just, I don't know what the word is, musical, I guess.
I say just too impatient and ADD to sit down and learn one instrument.
So have you found yourself at a gig and all of a sudden you've got all your band members on one instrument, and all of a sudden you just swap over and you're playing something different?
Not quite, but I would love to do that sometimes. We have talked about it several times.
And you'll have to get someone to learn the saxophone, because that's pretty cool to throw in the mix as well.
Yeah, that would be cool.
Well, Scott probably could.
So what about touring outside of the North Carolina? What about the rest of the states and the rest of the world? What's in the plans for you boys?
Well, we've been fortunate enough as it is to get to go to places like Los Angeles, Nashville, Atlanta, places like that already. Planning on going back to those places, and like I said, if they want us to come play and it's feasible for us to get there, we're there pretty much. We like to play music anywhere. We don't have to just be in North Carolina to play music.
We're very open to touring anywhere. You know, we're getting airplay in Europe. I think we're getting some airplay in Australia.
Yeah, just a little bit here and there, I'm assuming. And, of course, for all our listeners out there that are chasing your music and that do want to hear you and that aren't in America at the moment, they can always get onto the website, which is southernexperienceband.com. And I've got to tell you guys, I'm a real stickler for websites because I'm hopeless on a computer, but your website's fantastic. You can click on the button. You're on Facebook, Twitter. You can go wherever you like. You can go to CD Babies. You've also got your galleries. Everything is set out nice and easy. So thank you very much for your website.
Oh, thank you. We really appreciate
Good to hear that.
Well, I can tell you that the US music is the flavour of the month in a lot of cases in Australia, and we've imported a few now. Of course, Doug Bruce is here in Australia, former Texan boy, now an Australian. He's riding high. And Jared Porter, who's just won Star Maker in Australia this year, was a Californian born and bred. So we welcome them with open arms when they come out here.
Well, that's awesome. Hey, you know, we're only 18 hours away.
By plane, anyway, yeah.
Well, we could say the same. You're only 18 hours away from us.
Yeah, exactly right.
So there we go. We'll have to get a few of you guys all together and do a big American tour and just have like a mixed band American tour. That would be, there you go. That would be.
That was awesome.
Yeah, it's a whole heap of, I like that. The independent American outfit or something.
We'll get on to Paul Mack and see how we're going to make that work.
Yeah.
Fellas, it's been great to catch up with you. We'll get Paul Mack onto the job to get a sponsor organised and
fly you boys out here.
And we'll get the Southern Experience to come out.
And hope to see you guys in the near future sometime.